Mulder is gone. Doggett finds himself playing catch-up after threatening Kirsch with an internal investigation.
It seems everyone is suddenly okay with letting what happened go. Is he now alone?
This is not happening. This is not happening.
I think he is. Sounds like no one wants any part of this, Andrew.
At its root, we're all alone. You know, we can be alone in a crowd. We live alone. We are born alone. We die alone. Well, not really.
Taking us deep, Andrew. Taking us real deep.
Listen, I give great stock to your opening segments there.
I've noticed.
I never have a problem with them at all.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yes, Doggett is having some trouble, and it's been 3 weeks or so, right, since we last did this. How are you doing?
But to the audience, it's going to be like 6 weeks before they start hearing these. So, I mean, choose your timeline, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose.
But we are in the heat of summer now. I don't know what it's like down where you are, but it's pretty hot up here. What better way to
scorching the last
better
2
way
days.
to commemorate the summer than by talking about X-Files and a water plot?
Yeah. Water on the hottest day of the year so far for at least where I'm living. But
just buckle up. I have a feeling that's not going to be the low.
And it's surprisingly not. I mean, I didn't think about it until a few minutes before the recording today, but it is not lost on me now that the title of this episode is the supposed legendary message from King
George.
The King
Third.
George. When America declared its independence. And we have a little day coming up here over the weekend in which I think the title is very appropriate based on what's happening. But yeah, interesting that we would happen to record this episode here.
Amazing, really. Yeah. Apparently that story is apocryphal.
I very much so.
Yeah. And it did not actually happen, although it makes for a great story. And it's very indicative
one of those
US
legends.
Anglo relations, I would say. Certainly that time. But on that note, we have an Englishman joining the cast of the X-Files in this episode.
Indeed we do. And we're happy to see him.
For people, and I suppose if you're losing a heartthrob, you got to reach out to find a new one.
And who better than a babyface Carrie Ellis?
Yeah, I mean, everybody who saw Princess Bride is now going, oh, he's in the show. It's great. Although he's less, farm boy in this one.
He's not as nice in this one. Very different from Wesley.
He's like every other freaking character in the X-Files now. He's totally like shadowy and wishy-washy on a moral stance. You know, he doesn't commit to anything. You can't count on him. Until you can count on him, apparently.
Absolutely.
Nothing important happened today, part 1. This is, of course, the first episode of season 9, where we come back in TV land after, 6 months of a show hiatus from the end of season 8 to season 9, after what might have been the end of the X-Files with that great kiss between Mulder and Scully, but no, they decided to keep going. So they've got a bit of a challenge on their plate, don't they?
Big challenge. Number 1, David Duchovny leaving. That is show direct. Number 2, as noted by Chris Carter, their audience definitely fell off either before or after this episode, not because they hated it, but because it was a changing of times. 9/11 happened between season 8 and 9. So there was a lot going on. And yeah, I would say this episode, unfortunately, didn't do its job in maintaining the audience going forward. But,
It's a tough thing because I think we have always said that the best writers for this show, in terms of the episodes which stand on their own, are not, in fact, Chris Carter and Frank Spotnitz. I mean, it's their baby, so they take the lead on it. But these, 6, 7, and 8, all those season 2-parters, every one of them's got serious flaws, and not to tip my hat too early, but this one is not going to be any different.
Wait. No.
You don't think that you think maybe they finally licked it? That
They got this one nailed. This is on par with fucking Dwayne Barry, Ascension, in one breath.
Yeah, because everybody talks about season 9 as the moment where the X-Files really came back as a show.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to unpack in these 2 episodes, and I think the audience is here, hopefully for a more entertaining episode than perhaps they watched.
For our banter to save the episode, possibly.
If you just play this over the episode, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully,
Yeah, we'll be your soundtrack. When, like me, maybe you're watching it for the first time. Maybe you in 2001 went, you know what? It's had a good run, but without David Duchovny, what kind of show is it really? So
yeah. You dropped that bomb on us during the top 3, bottom 3 episode that you don't recall watching this, which you thought you previously had, but
and turns out I didn't. I had the pleasure, quote unquote, of watching. I watched maybe 8 of the episodes so far, so I kind of binged them a bit to see. There's some good ones in there, but I'm not going to lie, some good ones. But
okay,
there's a few just like turn your head on your side, going, really?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, is this where we're going? I mean, they haven't given up on the old super soldier arc. That's a big deal.
Trucking. Always trucking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you say we dive into the water here?
Oh my God. The reference actually works in this episode. It works
in this one.
We can dive right in. Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
A small chilled glass with ice cubes sits. A man curls a few fingers into the glass, removing the cubes in one motion. He tosses them aside and takes a sip of his drink. He's at a local bar in Baltimore, Maryland. A woman approaches the bar and he takes notice, scooting over to her. He orders another drink, no ice this time. He turns to the woman and scoffs that he tells the bartender about the ice, yet he pours a scotch and rocks all the time. She inquires. The man is an expert on water. It's no secret. It's in the news about government additive, chloramine. They say it's good for you, but he makes it known he doesn't agree. But he changes course. He didn't come down here to scare. She offers to get some air. Cut to them in his convertible. They drive down the road, and he tries to make conversation, but she's elusive. She guides him to a bridge, assuringly she's invited him to her place. As the alarm sounds for the bridge to allow a boat to pass, he slows. She puts a hand on his knee seductively for a moment. Then, with considerable strength, she pushes down on it, forcing him to speed into the barricade. She helps guide the wheels so that he stays on course despite his protests. The car breaks through the barrier and sails off the edge into the water. The car drifts slowly to the bottom of the river. He struggles to unhook his seatbelt. When he does, he begins to swim for safety, but her hand wraps around his ankle, dragging him back as he struggles against her. With an outstretched hand grasping for the surface and his screams muffled by the water, his attempt to find safety is futile. Credits.
Wow. What a bombastic giant opening for season 9.
Not bad.
It's
I'm
not
fine
bad.
With it. It works. Always happy to see Lucy Lawless.
I know, it's a big deal. Apparently, her daughter, fan of the show.
Big fan of the show.
That is, and Xena had just recently been canceled. So she, the producers actually were looking around and asked if she might be interested. Daughter was a fan of the show. So of course he was like, yeah, daughter likes it. I'll be on your show. Sure. Why not?
As if that's the only reason she would do the X-Files.
Might be a giant paycheck in there too. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she was intended to be a recurring character.
Yeah.
She was going to be around a lot, the bad guy turned good guy or whatever, but
it sucks. It sucks. Yeah. I think it would have benefited the season to have her come back, but she had some medical complications, which allowed her to miss the rest of the show. They afforded her the opportunity, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to miss filming more episodes for the X-Files.
The irony being, of course, that, like, would you say that Xena Warrior Princess is maybe a more active show than the X-Files?
First of all, I have no issues with Xena, but I wouldn't say, let's see, 2001, I would not say it's more active. I don't know why, but I guess I don't
There's
really know.
a fight scene every show. Of course it's more active. I mean...
Oh, you mean more active filming?
More demanding.
Oh, I thought you meant like
For example,
fans.
you know, if someone's trying to take a shot with a pistol.
This is great.
So what happened here?
we
How's it going?
We got Josh in the channel.
We
But
do.
I don't think they know that they're in our
I
channel.
thought I was going nuts here for a minute. Interesting.
They record on Tuesdays, but I think
Hey,
I
guys.
jumped in the right channel. Gonna text him because I don't think he knows that they're here.
What's up, buddy?
Wait,
Wait, you guys can't hear me, can you?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Oh shit! I thought I was just listening live to the recording. I didn't realize. Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We were talking.
You're doing an episode right now, right?
We are.
Oh, okay. Cut.
It's all good.
I'm not recording tonight, and I thought I was just gonna hop in for a second and listen, but never mind. I'm wrong.
No,
wrong
you
spot.
can
No, you're
hop in
good.
and listen. It's all good. It's just you're of course set to voice aloud because you've been a guest on the show before.
Ah, yes. I'll just mute myself and lurk for a little bit. Don't worry about me.
Real quick, Josh, how do you feel about the season 9 opener? Just go.
Oh, there we go.
I think I've seen it once. I don't remember anything about it, except that I didn't like it.
Okay.
Well, you're among
I've
good company.
seen all of
You're
these
among-
9 one time each, so I'm not a lot of help there.
Not a problem. I
Lucy
appreciate
Lawless,
the feedback.
thoughts?
It's mythology gone too far.
Mm.
Mythology gone wild.
Mythology for the sake of
I
mythology.
think
It's
you're
so
in
true.
good company here.
All right. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Have a good night.
All right. Going dark. Bye.
Going dark.
We are gonna have to jump in on their thing next time.
Yes.
Give me a random role play drop in.
Yes. I think that's only fair, but I appreciate the drop in. Excellent.
That was so good.
Not
Okay.
a bit of that is going to get cut. That was fantastic.
Where oh right, I was having issues with the opening. You know what? It's not bad. Where I land on the opening is after 9 seasons of innovative ways to show people getting killed, they're probably running a bit thin.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
They probably had to think, all right, what's an interesting season capping way that we're gonna introduce a poor victim who's gonna get off in a creative way. And for that, I'm gonna say, good job, episode. It was a neat thing. The reveal of her being alive and preventing him from swimming away. It's very cool. Is it
Saying it without
convoluted
saying
and
it.
unnecessary? 100%. There are a zillion other ways that she could affect this in a more efficient way, and
Well,
if the intent is
absolutely.
to mask his death as an accident, still more innovative and creative ways you could do it. But she's a water baby. She needs water. So
She loves water.
she loves that water.
If anyone was looking for a wet Lucy Lawless, this is your episode. So
This
I don't
is your
know.
show right here.
Yeah. Well, we come back to Scully's apartment. A stunt butt takes a shower as little William begins to cry.
Wait, you don't think that was David Duchovny?
That was not David Duchovny.
I don't know. They could have had him in. They could have been shooting it in season 8.
They would have had to
Remember,
pay
right?
him for an appearance, and they
They
were
would've-
not going to do that.
They
So
would have had his name in the credits. Speaking of new
Oh.
credits.
new credits, absolutely new credits.
Yeah.
With the new song.
Okay, and it's finally dawning on me. You remember a long time ago we talked about the opening credits and how
I
they
do.
changed over time. And I remember
You
were we
picked the
doing?
wrong episode. They don't use it in every episode. So you just randomly picked an episode, happened to be the old theme, and you're like, Mike, you're nuts. They didn't change anything about this.
Because, of course, I hadn't seen I thought I'd seen season 9, but I hadn't seen it. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure they use the credits the same the whole way through. You're crazy.
Pretty sure you're full of crap, Mike. But yes, the introduction of a slightly different opening and a bunch of new scenes in the beginning. Reshot, new title cards, new badges and everything. So really cool opening. But
setting them up for 9 more seasons right there.
That is the first of many seasons to come with that opening.
I wonder if they'll use these credits for the Ryan Coogler reboot.
I'm very interested to see how that goes, but we can talk about that later. What do you think?
Yeah, we were not going to talk about that in the show. But yes, we have new credits and then credits and something happens next. What happens next? Oh, stunt butt. That's right. You did start talking.
Stunt butt, William crying. Scully closes the door to the stunt butt and picks up her child in the room, soothing him. She takes him to the living room to reveal suitcases, packed and ready. Apparently,
so much being said.
Everything being said without saying it. Mm-hmm. The buzzer at Doggett's place rouses him from sleep, and a phone for Monica Reyes. Just a glimpse, Andrew, into the morning routines for our agents. An unknown voice speaks to Monica, but friendly to her. It's A.D. Fulmer, a.k.a. Carrie Elwes. Here he is. He asks her to stop by his office when she comes to work, and she hesitantly agrees.
There's some stuff there.
Yeah, there's got to be some relationship, right?
Yeah, totally.
Hey, I heard you're in town. Well, Doggett prepares some water on the stove. Is he drinking tea, Andrew? Because I
100% do not believe he's a tea guy.
I don't believe that either. He's a cup of joe, black.
No, he is a beer for breakfast kind of guy.
Beer for breakfast.
He pops the cap on a Molson 50.
A beer and Polish sausage, as we'll find out in the next episode.
It's got a 4-5 for a while, you know?
Oh, man. That reminds me, I was working a job once with my best friend and another coworker, and he had the questionable breakfast of bratwurst for breakfast.
Oof.
And he burped, and it was not pleasant, let me tell you. But anyway, so the news on this television speaks of Carl Warmus, Deputy Administrator for the EPA. The newscast transitions to playing in Fulmer's office. He turns it off and answers his door. Monica was leaving him a note. After some awkward smiles, he brings her in his office and closes the door to plant a kiss on her. There's some relationship, Andrew. She pulls away. Is that all you called me here for? It's been 2 years, the two reminisce, but maintain that part of their relationship is over. He wanted to show her something he found, and he pulls out 2 videotapes. Security footage from the parking garage. He shows her arriving to meet Doggett, but that's the only thing. What's on the other tape? An elevator dings. The doors open to reveal Doggett. Kirsch boards the elevator.
Wow. Okay. It's going to be a nice episode, right? Like it's going to be a nice moment between them. They're going to have a little. Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Here we go.
How's your investigation going, John? Have you turned up any incriminating evidence on me yet?
It's only Monday morning, sir. It's nothing personal, Deputy Director. Hope you know that.
No, John. I think we've pretty much always seen eye to eye. I'm sure if you can't find anything on me, John, nobody can.
God, you're a sucker for Kirsch Doggett scenes.
They're so good. So good. I love James Pickens Jr.
Yeah.
And of course, Robert Patrick. But all right. So this is kind of, if anyone, I'm just going to say, if anyone cared from the season 8 closer, Doggett is investigating Kirsch, and obviously they're not getting along. So this is their first interaction. What do you think, Andrew? What do you think? How does this grab you, or does it do anything for you?
All right. As you, I do love the interaction between Doggett and Kirsch. However, I still have a bone to pick with how this plot thread has come to be. I do not believe that you can just, as an agent, spontaneously decide to launch an investigation against your boss. I wish they had fleshed that out somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, it's the X-Files. We've discussed protocol and how the X-Files chooses to handle things. Like we discussed last season, I think Reyes deciding to be on the X-Files or Kirsch choosing not to close the X-Files for some reason. I can't remember what the reason was, is because Doggett didn't leave. Oh, because Mulder came back. They were going to promote Doggett. It was his choice. He said no.
Actually.
But they can really do whatever they want. They can force him out of a department. I don't know how they don't get to do that just because Mulder's here, but whatever.
I mean, it really does sound like a pretty great place to work.
It's great. You get to choose your own adventure.
And they have not always done this. I mean, maybe this is just a creature of the times, how they decided to write in, or maybe even how bureaucracy was in 2000. I can't believe that. But just this, because in previous seasons, they have been good about bureaucracy as a plot point. Like, you've got to do your forms. Heck, they even were going to shut down the X-Files not because of any political thing, but simply because there are more efficient ways to run your investigations. You know, they had that whole accountant come in to justify why the office should stay open. But in fact, I think that was the end of season 8.
End of season 7.
Oh, it's season 7 there, guys.
When Mulder gets abducted. They're all the same to me now.
But all that to say that this plot point, they needed it to come back because this is a good point of tension between Kirsch and Doggett, and they got to resolve it.
I like the idea of Kirsch being investigated by Doggett. I'm fine with that, but I do think they needed to somehow include, they needed to rope in the chief or something that really is like, I have to sign off because this is the evidence Doggett has, and he said, okay, we'll allow you to do your investigation. Something from a higher up that would maybe allow this to happen, but I don't know that it would work. Hey, I'm investigating you now, so anything you tell me to do, I'm not going to listen to.
Yeah. I'm just assuming there's that scene somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Monica does some research in the X-Files office as Doggett enters, frustrated. He didn't ask to be put down in the X-Files. Doggett is just doing his job. This isn't going to be easy, she says. Almost impossible. Her look betrays her knowledge. She shows him the security footage. From all appearances, it's just a normal, uneventful night in the parking garage. There's nothing here. John reiterates what happened. A violent car chase that ended up in an explosion. But it's not on this tape. He removes it. Where did you get this? There was evidence and victims, but they had 48 hours to clean it up. He leaves, slamming the door behind him. So we can see the conspiracy angle getting played up immediately, Andrew.
Yes.
I'm okay with this because for some reason in my brain, I can see them overlooking something like this. With all the commotion of the season 8 finale, I can be like, yeah, they probably didn't think the security footage at the FBI would be tampered with.
Well, I'm okay with the security footage being swapped or doctored to, you know, you take another night where frankly, you record on another thing. Anyway, I could think of ways you could do that are really easy to make another tape that has the quote unquote night in question on tape. But the scene that's missing for me is the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
That it removed the carnage that was in that parking garage. That is a scene I want to see, akin to Mr. X and the Lone Gunman. You know, that business of how
unusual suspects.
Exactly. That was such a great scene because that was no small amount of chaos that happened down there.
Big explosion, cars everywhere, parts, gunshots, dead people.
I mean, that falls in the category of Skinner's cigarette message machine. You know, there must be a crew of people that you call to haul away the exploded cars and repaint the floor, and they literally show it like nothing happened.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a plain old parking garage. Whereas the number of people that would be informed that there's going to be some light work happening in the parking garage.
Everyone's parked on the street.
Yeah, the parking garage is off limits today. Why? Oh, just a little bit of a paint touch
just
up.
Paint. Nothing to worry about.
But again, this is the problem with this episode is they move past these points very quickly because they cannot afford to spend time on them. I don't blame them for that. This is not the point of this episode, but they did need to address it because it is so important to the Kirsch-Doggett relationship.
Yeah.
So you can't have both ways.
I would argue that they could have used that scene to kind of delete some other scenes coming up, but yeah. I mean, as far as an explanation, I'm okay with it, but I agree there could have been some more interesting stuff in there.
Yeah.
Well, Doggett knocks and enters Mulder's apartment. But to his bewilderment and our dismay, Andrew, it's empty. Just reminding the viewers, Duchovny's gone.
I did wonder what this is a very short scene.
It's just saying it without saying it.
I suppose, like, you do not need to have this scene. It does hammer home the point that he's gone, but I guess the question is why we needed it, other than it does, as you say, reinforce, like, it's the slow pull of the Band-Aid that David Duchovny's not in this show. So we need to, for nostalgia's sake, check in every once in a while to a few Mulderisms. We're going to have Mulder's apartment. Yep. We're going to have pencils in the ceiling. Frankly, I'm surprised Reyes didn't open a drawer and find, 60 packages of sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
But
Exactly.
there's a few of those, and this is the first one.
Yeah. At the Greater Maryland Water Reclamation Center, a giant vat of water in a facility full of equipment and workers. The woman from the pre-credits scene crests the water and stares at a worker nearby. As he goes about his business, careful not to bring her nose above the water level to ensure the spook factor, Andrew.
It is insured.
As he heads to a phone box with a newspaper in hand, he begins making a shore-to-ship call to the SS Valor Victor. He casually turns back towards the plant floor and sees a tall, naked, wet woman with long black hair walking away from him. He drops the phone and pursues, like we all would.
But that is the question. What?
That's the question, Andrew.
I mean,
why is she there in the first place?
Your Honor, I renew my objection that there are easier ways to get this done. I understand.
This is her method of kill. This is what she does.
She's got one trick, and damn it, she's going to do it.
I'm going to do this again. That was fun.
Why didn't she meet him in a bar, Mike?
Maybe he doesn't drink. Maybe he
doesn't go to bars.
Working 13 hours a day. He goes home, has a freaking frozen dinner, and goes to bed.
Maybe meet him at his home then, where there are no shortage of accidents waiting for you. That's true. Opposed to drowned in a vat of water, mysteriously.
So with this scene, another saying it without saying it, if we didn't know already, she's a super soldier. They didn't show us that.
Yeah.
No reveal at this point.
True.
I do actually appreciate that because they're so good at beating you over the head with something, right?
You mean the spiny crenulation on the back of the neck?
The reveal at the end of the episode that, boom, she's a super soldier. Of course she is. That's how she's doing this. Yeah. And that's how season 8 ended. So I'm thankful that they have not yet done that. So
fair. And to your point, like the nose below water thing is very effective. Yeah. It is pretty cool. Again, I'm like, how did she get in there? There are scenes missing that would make that make sense. Like, did she swim up from the toilet system?
She has a little water nest in the bottom of the tank that she comes out of anytime she wants to. But that's where she sleeps.
Fun fact, she can teleport between water.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't talk about that. But
Didn't know that.
Must be a thing. Yeah. So anyway, I do have a bit of an issue of the unlikely chain of events which leads to this guy's death, other than the fact that it's a chance to see Lucy Lawless naked or a stunt butt. But yeah, sure works, I guess. I'm conflicted.
That's why they reached out to her. It wasn't because her show was getting canceled. It's like, this is our chance to get her naked. You want to be on the X
track with the sort of misogynistic nature of the show in production sense. They've had exactly 2 female directors of the entire 9 seasons. Right. So I'm not surprised. Lucy Lawless
and take her clothes off.
Yeah. You got a great scene. It's going to show your emotional depth.
Yeah. Scully answers her door to reveal Doggett. He's been trying to call, but her phone is off the hook. He panicked, thinking she left too. Doggett inquires to Mulder's location, but she evades. He's just gone. Back at the reclamation plant, the worker looks for his seductress. She surprises him from behind. 2 bodies splash into a vat of water. It's her, dragging him unwillingly to the bottom of the tank. The 2 disappear into the abyss, which must descend deeper than the floor of the building because that gets dark. And they keep going. I don't know how deep that thing is, but the tank itself is like chest high at most. I don't know.
It's they go straight to hell.
She takes him to hell.
Yeah, water hell. Yeah, actually that doesn't. Yeah, because when we have this scene, I'm just fast forwarding a bit to the end of the episode. Fulmer is literally looking into the tank and not seeing Doggett, but he's pulled down and down and down as well. So
they must be on the second floor, or this thing goes into the basement. I don't know, but
that follows, I suppose. But it is. I mean, listen, they got a style they got to maintain, and I'm fine with that. Actually, I didn't think of that until now. So kudos for finding that. I again come down to, really, this is how you're going to do it, but okay. Yeah. And also the usual trope they have of like not visible until you need them to be visible.
Right.
You know, the classic, the villain walks out the door and then you chase after him and he's gone. But he's in fact hiding under a toaster, down the way or something. Here, she must have been hiding and he didn't see her, and then he turned and then she came out for a boo moment.
I'll be on Doggett's side for that one. I wouldn't be expecting to see a naked woman in that tank either. So I wasn't looking for it. May have just easily glanced over it.
I will warn you in advance, I will be harping on the travel shenanigans at play with Lucy Lawless' character.
Uh-oh.
Because she gets around to all the major places. I would not be surprised if she can teleport through water, because she's wherever she needs to be, she's there.
She just materializes out of Scully's kitchen sink. Oh. Well, in Skinner's office, he says it plainly. He doesn't know where Mulder is. Monica sits in front of him. Doggett comes in. She's checked everything. Airlines, renters, movers. Mulder's just gone. Did someone get to him, Doggett asks. That's not possible. Not Mulder. He turns to Skinner. Where does that leave us? Our word against Kirsch? And Monica prepares him for some bad news. The investigation? Skinner asks him to drop it. Doggett immediately gets defensive. We barely escaped with our lives. And you should consider that, Skinner says. No one got to him. No one has to. That's the point. John steps closer. You're afraid. Not of them. You're afraid the tape will show up, showing Skinner killing Krychek. Skinner stands. I stand by my actions, but I won't stand by yours if you continue to push and push. What he fears is for Mulder and Scully and their new baby. Doggett fears those things too. But why then does he pursue this? At the end of the conversation, Doggett surmises he's alone in this. Without words, they all exchange looks. As he begins to leave, Monica reconsiders and calls to him. She stands and joins him at the door, leaving Skinner alone. Aww. She's with him, Andrew.
They're partners, buddy.
Partners.
I want the predator handshake between Reyes and Doggett.
You son of a bitch. Yeah.
CIA's got to push in paper.
It's that time, everyone. The Magus Media Production sales pitch. Please check out our homepage at magusmediaproductions.net so you can stay up to date on all of our shows. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Magus Media Productions, both of which have our Discord link on it, where you can join us for live shows as we record them for future release. At Magus Media Prods on X. Our Patreon, patreon.com/Magus Media, where a $5 donation will help us keep the lights on and bringing you new content, and you get some stickers. Thank you for your consideration and support. Reyes meets Fulmer at the bar. She asked him there. He was confused by her actions or inaction this morning.
If you know what I mean.
She was avoiding herself, she says. And then those tapes. Not exactly insert vague quasi-referential material to recent news events here.
Listen, in 2001, that was Hot Topic.
That was Hot Topic.
I think I can appreciate
Pamela.
that they wanted to make it relevant for the time. Today's audience would be like, what?
Who's Pamela and Tommy Lee?
Do you really think that Monica Reyes is a sex tape watcher?
I guarantee it.
Okay.
She
I
gets
guess that makes her
feelings.
character vaguely more interesting. But
Yeah.
I mean, she's edgy. She's a smoker.
This
So,
character sucks, man.
Yeah.
Cut to her watching porn at home.
Well, somebody's got to stand in for that now that Fox Mulder's off.
That's one thing. Yeah, she's hard and fast a porn watcher throughout the rest of the season. It's just she can't quit.
Chris Carter in a meeting with Annabeth Gish. So we've got this idea for your character. What do you think of this? Just gonna run it past you.
Everything.
Actually, they wouldn't
reminds
have
you
that
of
meeting.
sex.
They would just drop the lines on and say, "Oh yeah, we had this idea that your character's a porn watcher. Make it work."
Make it work.
Yeah.
Try to drool every once and again.
You know, you're just gonna have moments where occasionally you're watching a tape and sorry, that's the wrong tape. Could have had it in this show. In fact, she had a tape right there. She puts the tape
Absolutely.
in the wrong tape. It's Tommy.
Oh,
Lee
I'm
and
sorry.
Pamela Anderson.
Hands on the screen.
Then pushing stop and getting it in.
Not Deep Throat the movie.
I was doing research. You had
It was
a note in
research,
your
eh?
file that said deep throat. I didn't know what it meant.
It's my nature to investigate things. Well, Fulmer brings up Doggett. You two are tight, prying for more information. She confirms, but dismisses any relationship ideas. Then he doesn't get it. Why risk everything to get caught up in this investigation? She corrects. There isn't one. The information surprises Fulmer. He didn't think Doggett would get thrown off the scent so fast. Whatever you think, she says, he's not an idiot. She's pissed because they're shipping her back to New Orleans now that the case is over. They've dropped it, and the X-Files are going to be close behind. If it wasn't clear before, her play comes into focus. This was her dream assignment. Not to mention how excited she was to be back in D.C. She gives him a sly glance. But you just got here, he says with a puppy dog face.
I need to dwell on this scene for just a second to say,
Yeah.
Is it Annabeth Gish who can't carry it? Because it is actually quite indicative of the character. Like, it's a neat scene, but something about it doesn't work. I can't figure it out.
I'm going to say something, and I was saving it for later in the season.
Oh, okay.
I like Annabeth Gish. I do. I'm nothing against her, and I definitely, as much crap as I give Reyes, no issues with Annabeth. But there are moments where it's like, you are not a great actor.
In this moment.
And this is one of them.
Yeah.
She doesn't, there are moments where she's fine, and I believe it. But there are other moments like this and later on in the season where it's like, you're trying pretty hard, aren't you? Because this just isn't coming across well.
I wonder.
I feel
if the
bad
writers-
saying it, I really do. But
and listen, in the right role, she's great. I think maybe this is a casting problem because the character has more hard edges than Annabeth Gish can seemingly convey. Like, this manipulation of Fulmer, it speaks of early 2000s, the sex appeal or whatever. And it kind of works for the character, but I just don't see the actor carrying it off. She's too straight-laced as an actor. Like, she's playing it very straight. But this is also a character who smokes and, makes jokes that aren't necessarily good jokes or whatever, they're off color or whatever. But so she's written with an edge, but I never believe it coming off. And I think that's maybe why we don't see her as a great Reyes. Mm-hmm. So the question I would have for extracurricular activities for anybody who's listening is, who do you think they had in mind when they wrote the character of Monica Reyes?
That is a good question, because I don't even know who I would cast if I had to rack my brain right now. I'll think about it the rest of the episode. I'll try to come up with an answer, but given that I'm narrating this one, I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would see like Jeanette Goldstein, Vasquez from Aliens, would have been a crackerjack in that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be such a different fucking role.
I know, but it would be pretty cool. I'm going to leave you with that image for the rest of the series.
I'm just imagining Reyes with a bandana right now.
She does need to have a bandana, carrying a smart gun around the entire show. It doesn't have to be that.
Who's firing? God damn it!
It's literally just Vasquez.
Yeah, that's right.
Thrown into 2001 FBI role. Okay.
Well, great. All right.
That's great.
Thank you for that diversion.
I appreciate it. Back at Scully's apartment, Doggett's there again. He apologizes, but he asks for help. She stops him. I don't know how to find him. It just doesn't make sense. Why would he leave you? But she's not concerned about it. He asks for trust. Everything I did to protect you, and now somehow I'm the enemy? She tries one more time to get him to let it go, but he persists. They tried to kill all of us, and they're still out there. And they're in the FBI. Unstoppable. How long can you hide from them, he asks. He drops that Noel told him her baby was part of the super soldier program. She resists, refusing to accept the information, but he continues. That same friend, Noel, was one of the men who was trying to kill him in the garage. She stops him. Her baby's fine. I hope that's true. I just don't want to pretend. With that, she asks him to leave and not come back. Like a hurt puppy, he complies.
And is that where she starts digging a hole in the sand for her to put her head into?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I
don't like this interaction. I really don't.
Of course not. You're not meant to.
Well, what they've done to Scully, though, she's unfairly harsh to Doggett. And I get the need for secrecy. That's fine. But she really makes it sound like I don't trust you at all, which doesn't jive with me. I don't know.
I don't take it that way because she, I think, is doing this to protect him. She has figured out that there are powerful forces at work. She's had the conversation, which has resulted in sending Mulder away. Mm-hmm. The plan they have is get out of harm's way and wait till, stuff dies down. I don't know what they're waiting for, but, you can't be here. It's too dangerous, whatever.
Right.
And she probably has a way to get in touch with him, but she's not willing to share it. And that's fine too. But I think ultimately the through line, and we have seen this before with Doggett Scully, so I don't think it's a surprise here. No. She doesn't know who to trust. We've had 8 seasons where she gets burned because she trusts somebody she shouldn't have. So she has finally learned that lesson.
Thankfully.
And if that includes him, then so be it. They've got a plan. They're going to stick to it. The stakes are pretty damn high. This is a better baby. But
absolutely.
It's not going to last for long, so there's that.
No, that's good news. Well, Doggett goes to his apartment and he removes a photo from his wall. It's a photo of his unit. He zeroes in on their names and begins making calls. First to Bracker. So we get a scene with Doggett doing some info gathering on Noel, what he's been up to since Bravo Company, and if anyone has heard anything. And one of those calls is to a Shannon, a shot of the photo. Oh my God, Andrew.
What are the odds,
naked
Mike?
Water woman.
What are the odds?
I never thought that would happen.
Did you notice who else was on his list?
I didn't. What did I miss?
Steve Maida is on that list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just to name drop, audience, he is one of the writers of the show. He's written about 6 episodes. And
he's going to write the next one.
And in fact, he's going to write the next one. Is he? No, that's
4D,
you mean the next
4D. Yeah, 4D.
Yeah, not the sequel to this
At least
one.
I believe it is, right?
So yeah, he's pretty hot right now with X-Files, and they give him a little nod. Nice.
Absolutely. We'll cut to Lucy Lawless getting off the FBI elevator in a skirt suit. Monica passes her and clocks her. Scully puts William down for a nap in his crib. She lies down herself for a precious nap. The mobile above William's crib begins to jostle lightly. It then begins to spin calmly and slowly. Is that the wind, Andrew? Could it be?
Because you hear that motor or whatever it is that
Right.
normally moves it, like the action is going against it or something. It is a harsh buzz on that mobile.
Well, Monica sits in the X-Files office and looks for a pencil. In a cute tribute to Mueller, she looks up to find a few stuck in the ceiling. The door creaks open. No one's there. She heads to the nearest elevator but finds the doors closing. She looks down and an envelope at her feet to see an article about Carl Warmus.
Mike, who delivered this obituary to their office?
Well, we're going to find out.
Okay, but you've placed your bets? You've lodged your answer to this question?
I know the answer,
Okay.
supposedly, but
I have my answer as well.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I don't know when you want to talk about it, but it's
Well, we should probably talk about it at the end of your episode, sir.
okay. Well, I'm going to file that away, and hopefully we don't forget.
Well, no. It comes up.
But I don't necessarily agree with the way
You
the
don't
plot
agree
has-
with it. Okay.
Yeah, that's the difference.
All right. Well, I will take note of that, Andrew.
Okay.
Scully awakens to find the mobile spinning on its own. William shifts and cries in his crib. She simply stops the mobile with her fingers and then lets go again. It starts turning. She calls Monica. Scully talks to Doggett and admits she was wrong, telling him to drop the investigation. Good news, he didn't. And they just found a body.
Thanks for coming. Deceased name is Carl Warmus, Deputy Administrator for the Environmental Protection Agency.
Drove through a barricade off a bridge 2 nights ago.
And?
And somebody at the FBI thought it was important enough to stick his obituary under our noses.
Who?
We don't know.
Well, his blood alcohol level was upwards of 0.15. He was drunk. He crashed and drowned.
There's got to be something more. John Doggett.
What the hell are you doing?
Excuse me.
Do you know how many people are just waiting to see you screw up? To see you make a mistake like this?
I didn't know I made a mistake.
Now, this EPA guy that you checked out of the county morgue in Maryland without any jurisdiction.
Oh, come on.
All your friends, John. All your former buddies at the FBI.
What are you talking about?
They're not your pals anymore. Not since this investigation here, since you launched an attack on one of your own. Just watch your back, John.
Definitive answer how this guy died. What'll that take?
Careful autopsy.
How fast can you do it?
That's not what I'm saying.
I'd understand if you don't want to do this, Dana, but you're the only person we can trust.
Well, see, he trusts her.
Well, I'm glad somebody trusts somebody.
It's all about trust. So we got Scully brought in on the victim, and they question why someone thought this was important enough to guide them to it. In general X-Files fashion, Andrew, there has to be more.
Well, of course there has to be more.
And Skinner with the cryptic call.
So
Drop it.
listen, did John Doggett report to Skinner or not? Because it seems to me if Skinner had a problem, he's got some options.
See, that's
as
where
his
you'd be
direct
wrong
superior.
again. No. That's not how this works.
That's not how this works. Oh, I guess if Skinner gets on Doggett's bad side, Doggett can just launch an investigation on
Absolutely. Skinner. And we all know he's got plenty of investigation bullets in his holster. So,
oh, yeah, he could take Skinner down, but fast.
Yeah. Once you launch an investigation of a superior, of Skinner's superior, that then gives you the authority of that superior. So technically, Skinner answers to Doggett now.
As it should be. I mean, Skinner's credit comes after Doggett's on the show. So, I mean, well, naturally.
I mean, yeah. But that's even something else. That's something else entirely, Andrew.
Oh, is it? That's actor seniority. Okay.
That's actor seniority. This is X-Files FBI seniority. He doesn't have to listen to a word Skinner says. I'm
surprised he even took a call.
He just puts his hand on his gun every time Skinner starts saying something. Just stop.
Nervous tick.
All right. Well, it ends with the inevitable autopsy. And I have to say, I appreciate parts of this episode so far. The direction overall, not just Mulder being gone. In fact, that's probably the least interesting part.
Yeah.
I do like the FBI obfuscating the happenings on that day. It doesn't feel like an overly convoluted plan. The interesting part for me is John Doggett playing catch up and trying to garner support from his peers to at least move forward with the investigation. So far, I'm actually okay with the episode.
Yeah. I've had a few misgivings, but I'm not hating it. I'm just, there's just some moments where I'm like, you went by that way too fast. You know, I understand why you had to do that, but there's clearly an easier and better way to do it.
Yeah.
So
the lone gunmen show up at Doggett's door. It's here that they admit they're struggling for cash. Yes, cancellation of their TV show has them without an influx of money, and they are scrambling for help.
They're suffering.
They hacked into the Department of Interior's mainframe and look up Carl, but they were unsure of what Doggett was looking for. The only thing interesting about his file is his obsession with water, which of course it would be noted. I'm not sure that would be noted in someone's personnel file.
I mean, I'm hoping they drew that conclusion because there's just a ton of files about it, more so than would be normal for a guy who worked the friggin' EPA.
This guy loves his water, P.S. at the end of his resume.
Yeah. Did I mention how much I like water?
It comes in so many forms.
That's right. Well, and this is also a very Chris Carter thing, right? The whole chloramine.
Absolutely. Another government conspiracy that's going to prepare the freaking population for alien invasion.
Ripped from the headlines because, yes, it is a common water additive now, but it's cheaper and easier to work with. So, of course, it's got to be bad in some way.
I've got this tale now. Yeah. It's ever since the early 2000s.
I wish we could have had good old chlorine added to our water. Why do we need to have this chloramine? That's ridiculous.
Right. God damn it. Well, Scully autopsies Warmus. Contusions, but the impact isn't what killed him. This man drowned. There's nothing more. Monica's just impressed with Scully's ability to do this at all. As she begins to avoid, Scully is stopped by Monica's persistence. I know what you're afraid of. That something's wrong with your baby. As Scully contemplates the situation, she notices Warmus's ankle. Bruising. It appears he was held down by someone. And I have to say, shame on you, Scully. How do you miss that?
Her head's in another place right now. She's so concerned about her baby and Mulder and stuff. I think she was just keeping her back pocket so she could get out of an awkward conversation.
This.
Oh, did you notice this thing? Phew.
Obvious fingerprint bruising.
Yeah. Just again, Reyes, the superpower. I know what you're afraid of, Scully. It's like, how?
Absolutely. How do you know?
Because you got feelings. You feel the feels.
In Kirsch's office, Fulmer sits. He hands him a document. Doggett has put himself in the ringer. A lot of people think he has lost judgment, and that should not affect the whole FBI. He should be called out, punished. For the first time, Kirsch seems conflicted on the issue presented to him. Fulmer encourages him to do the right thing. Kirsch then hands the document back to Fulmer. You do it. This stops him in his tracks. He couldn't possibly. How would it look, though, Kirsch starts, if I, the guy he's investigating, reprimanded him? No argument there. And that's a good point.
Yep.
That's a decent point.
Again, chain of command is so weird in this episode. I mean, surely this goes through Skinner. But yet, like, I don't even know what Fulmer does.
Yeah, Fulmer, he's an AD. But
he's
ADs
so
are
is he-
supposed to be like parallel to each other. So I don't know what department he heads, but for some reason, he's taking it upon himself to do Skinner's job.
Yeah.
Or
it would have been
going
handy to
above-
give him some clarity in terms of his role at the FBI.
Yeah.
Because it's just strange. I mean, I do like what they're doing is they're positioning Fulmer's character sort of on Team Kirsch.
Right.
Like he sort of sees that there's an opportunity, unless, and again, I haven't seen the entirety of season 9, unless this is a long laid plot that he's going to suddenly come around and be on the opposite team.
Well, you'll see.
Oh yeah, he's going to pull a
You
Skinner.
will see.
It's too good looking to be on the bad guy team.
I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
Back at Scully's apartment, Margaret puts William down and answers the door. It's Shannon. She's looking for Scully. Margaret speaks to her through the door as Shannon gently tries to open it. Creepy. She'll just take a message. As Shannon walks away, Margaret looks out the peephole and waits about 2 seconds, Andrew, before unlocking it and opening it, stepping out into the hallway to find nobody. Real safe, Mom.
Terrible babysitter, low security. I mean, honestly, why don't they have bodyguards at this point? The number of times people have tried to steal her baby.
Not only that, but you are so cautious as to not unlock the door, talk to someone through it, and then you wait approximately 2 seconds before you assume they're gone and just open the door wide up.
Well,
come on.
In Margaret's defense,
No.
I am often Margaret Scully's defender.
I don't get this.
The peephole is a pretty wide angle lens, so I think she would have seen that the coast was clear. However, what that tells me,
she could see down the hall.
No, she's got the superpower. She can just freaking disappear at will.
All right.
Because we've seen that happen in other parts of the episode. She can just not be there, and then she's there. She can disappear in water and wherever the scene requires. She needed to get a move on because the scene requires her to be somewhere else pretty damn soon.
True.
Yeah. But listen, Margaret Scully shows up in this episode for 30 seconds.
Get that paycheck.
She's not even in the sequel. In the part 2 of this. So literally I think she's Vancouver. So they flew her down to do this one bit.
Well, where does R.W. Goodwin live, though? She's married to him, right?
Yeah, it's true. And we haven't seen his name.
So he probably came with the production, I'm sure.
Yeah. Just checked in because it was a season launch thing.
Yeah. Well, at the autopsy, as they finish up, Scully photos the body. Monica can't reach John on the phone. Outside the autopsy, Shannon appears. Scully doesn't notice, concerned with getting the body to a cooler, but Monica does. The two agents pick up pace. She's seen this woman twice now, Monica says. They arrive at the elevator and look back down the hall. Nobody. The doors then open to reveal Fulmer with a handful of agents.
I need to do a quick Google of the directions between Georgetown, Washington to Quantico. Because that's where they're doing the autopsy, right?
Yeah.
That is a 45-minute drive. So not terrible travel shenanigans, but it's literally one scene to the other where she's at Scully's apartment and then she's breezing into Quantico.
Well, it is an autopsy, so you got to imagine there'd be some time.
Time has passed. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is the one rare occasion where they need to slow down the plot to let us actually get from place to place. Give me a crossfade. Don't just do hard cuts all the time.
Right.
Excuse us. Where's Agent Dog?
What are you doing, Brad?
What am I doing? I'm doing my best to cover your ass.
What are you talking about?
This. I'm
Agent
talking
Myers.
about these.
Go.
What's going on here?
Where'd who go?
Where did Doggett take the body?
You're not making any sense, Brad. Agent Doggett didn't take any body anywhere. What, you're looking at me like you don't believe me? Ask Agent Scully.
I'm gonna go now. I've got a child at home.
Body or no body, you were here doing an autopsy. Doggett was here without authorization.
Without authorization?
He's out of control, you know, Monica. Forget the X-Files. He'll take you down with him.
This was you, wasn't it? You floated that obituary to me to set Agent Doggett up. Using me?
What obituary? I don't know what you're talking about. You came to me for help, remember? I'm only trying to help you help yourself.
I know exactly what you're doing, Brad. Don't forget to piss on all the corners before you leave.
I didn't float any obituary. What is she talking about?
So Fulmer's been sufficiently planted as the new asshole character of the show.
You know who he reminds me of?
Reminds
me of Brad from like season 1. Coulter? No, Coulter, that was his name.
Colton.
God, it's been so long. But, you know, the what are you doing in the X-Files, Scully?
Come on. X-Files. I'll help you get your bump up the ladder.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh. I actually just watched him in The Patriot with Mel Gibson the other day.
Well. Yeah, they're trying to make him the bad guy. I'm honestly more taken by the accent he's trying to affect than I am by anything else. Not sure where he comes from.
England.
But by America, by way of England.
What I actually kind of like about this scene is that if you notice his last line, obviously he has no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So this says one of two things, is like he's either a pawn or he's just unaware of something.
Yeah.
That is part of the evil plot and he's not read in yet. But I like that it asks at least a question. Like maybe he really isn't a bad guy. He's just a brown noser.
Yes. He's season 3 Skinner, where we don't know exactly where his allegiances lie. He's just trying to do the right thing. You know, he does profess an interest in her career. Like, don't stick to Doggett. He'll take you down with him. So I mean, he's just kind of slimy. He's going to get the chance to redeem himself in the next episode. But right now, it's like he's Kirsch's whipping boy.
Absolutely. Monica at Scully's apartment scolds Frohickey for not checking who it was at the door before opening, almost as if she's commenting on Margaret Scully in the last scene. They found some information about Carl Warmus. He's been receiving encrypted messages from a water reclamations plant from Roland McFarland. Both men are dead. They don't know what it's about, but it may have gotten them killed.
And that's why Skinner and Doggett have gone to investigate the water reclamation plant.
At the plant, they look around at nighttime. They skulk around the shadows and head to an office. Doggett checks a desk, but Skinner finds a handwritten note with Warmus's name on it. He suggests grabbing his hard drive and bolting, but Doggett tries to break into the desk and rummage through files. He finds several on chloramine. Someone interrupts them. He grabs a stack and they run off. Behind them, back at the office, is Fulmer with another agent. Doggett and Skinner rush through the facility, down metal stairs, across catwalks, and through pipes. That is until Skinner gets caught on something. Fulmer and company catch up to Skinner. Looks like you're chasing the same man I am, knowing they're here together. Fulmer now, alone, finds himself in the large tank room. The vat of black water stirs gently. He peers inside. No one's around. The camera, however, dips into the water, down a ways, we see Doggett holding his breath, waiting for the man to leave. Suddenly, Doggett's hands slip off the pipe. We see Shannon beneath him, dragging him down deeper into the abyss. Credits.
Shannon, everywhere you need to be.
Yep. All right,
So-
Andrew.
She went straight from stealing a body at the Quantico morgue to getting over to the water reclamation plant in Maryland for some reason.
Well, she had to go hibernate.
She needed to go back to the real water.
She's like Tombs in that regard. She emerges from a nest for only so long before she must return and kind of recuperate. So
I could be persuaded that she's following Doggett and Skinner because she is trying to find the third guy.
of
But
course.
why bother hiding the body? Like that is a plot thread that didn't need to be there.
Yeah. I
Or
suppose.
steal the body. I mean, there's a scene I'd like to see is Lucy Lawless walking out in the background with a body slung over her shoulder.
I think the capper on this episode after the credits should be her at a Chevron station gassing up her car and just, God damn it. I've put hundreds of miles on my car today.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Or just the cab waiting outside and the guy's like
The meter.
running up to meet her.
It just clicks. Credits.
This is the best day of my life.
Man, I've never had a phone call. I've never had someone on speed dial for a cab ride, but here we are.
No, this is just what was that Collateral, the Tom Cruise movie where he gets a cabbie to drive him
Yes.
around when he kills
Yeah.
people. That's the cabbie here. He's like, listen, she's a good fare. What can I say?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew. We are here an hour and 10 minutes into the episode.
Yeah. We've
What
made it
are
to the
your
end.
final thoughts?
Well, Mike, this episode has to do a lot of heavy lifting. It is launching season 9, so it's got to be action-packed and dramatic. But it also has to remind us of a lot of plot elements from the end of season 8 so we can figure out where the story is going. Perhaps the biggest lift is to explain how Fox Mulder is no longer a part of the show. And their solution, efficient and elegant, it's pretty good. He's just gone. He's disappeared without a trace. You know, they cannot find him. And it's pretty good if only they would just stop harping on it in such an unsatisfying way. It literally costs Scully nothing to tell them right at the beginning that Mulder has left for his own safety and she has no way to contact him, so please stop asking. Rather than what they do, which is spend a lot of mournful glances and screen time having to tease that over 2 episodes. So, all right. Lucy Lawless, I do like her. I think they do use her very well in this episode. They have found a new and novel way to murderize the victims. She will have a much better role in part 2, I think, than what we have here. Carrie Elwes, good addition to the cast. We have some good juice going with a lone gunman here. There's a lot in this episode, just not enough there that I'm really satisfied with the way the two-parter opens up. And I'm more confused than anything. And I'm speaking from the past, watching part 1 and not having seen the second part, where I was at the end of the first part was, where the hell is this going? You know, how are they going to get out of this? Which is always the way you watch the X-Files. I know John Doggett is not going to die. I know we're going to have some resolution to things. It's just a question of how. Yeah. And I'm not sure I'm invested in knowing the answer at this point. So that's where this episode leaves me.
Fair enough. And I'm kind of on the same page in terms of it's an episode.
Yeah.
I don't have any major issues with it. I don't really mind the episode. Actually, watching it for the notes this time, I was actually surprised at how much I not forgot about it, but as a package, I'm like, that's an all right episode. I'm not offended by it in any grand way, but for some reason, my memory of it was like, man, this fucking sucks. So to be fair, it is better than that. So
Yeah.
I really don't mind it that much. And decent continuation to the end of season 8. I'm okay with they're choosing to write Mulder out of the show in an abrupt way, because obviously he's not coming back.
Yep.
So they keep it aloof, and they hint at the fact that it's too dangerous for anyone to know anything about it. So I agree with you. They could have just gotten it out of the way, but they felt the need to pad this one out and make a 2-parter out of it, which really I think they could probably fit these 2 into one, but that's just my opinion.
I think you would have enough for 1.5. So in that sense, and frankly, it's their method to do a 2-parter for season openings. So
right.
It's fine. I'm kind of glad, well, they didn't know at the end of season 8, but I'm kind of glad they didn't do a 3-parter thing where, we are going straight into season 9 from a cliffhanger of season 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they thought that might've been the end. So
right.
I'm not surprised in a way.
Overall, fine episode. I'm happy to see the new characters. And Cary Elwes, smarmy. He reminds me of a greaseball in this, especially even the way he does his hair. It's like, this guy's got to be bad, because he looks like a brown noser, and he's definitely acting that way. So I'm happy to see him, but to be, as a character, he's fitting the role I imagined him to fit. So I'm okay with that. And I do, again, like the fact that the FBI is altering or tampering with evidence to make John's life a little bit more difficult, believable. I think it's a good way to kind of start the process of what they could have done in this season, which they don't really do. They could have had the whole investigation arc or have a decent story there, but they kind of wrap it up the next episode. So
I don't mind that they do, because I mean, I have my issues with how they actually get there, and I'm wondering if maybe they were even thinking it's kind of weird that got a subordinate doing the investigation of the superiors, and they haven't really fleshed it out. So maybe we just flush this plot down the toilet. Get it out of the way. Couldn't find anything, Kirsch, you're in the clear. And you've still got some story juice that, lets them hate each other a little bit through the rest of the season. But I'm glad that they didn't continue on that plot thread, because frankly, it's the least interesting bit of this and the sequel. So
fair enough. All right.
There it is.
That's the episode, sir.
Wow. That's it. This is what season 9 is going to be, is it?
That's it.
Okay.
Super soldiers and water.
And water. So, water baby killers.
Bring your scuba gear.
Which are frankly good parting words for this episode. Valued listeners, always remember to bring your scuba gear.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you liked what you heard, please rate and review on your podcast app of choice. Andrew and I would be eternally grateful to you fine people for helping us expand and get the word out. Also, we've got a killer group on Facebook. Feel free to join in on the discussion at facebook.com/groups/thisisnothappeningpod and become an official member of the syndicate. We do polls and we have questions for every episode to give you guys the opportunity to chime in and possibly let your voice be heard on our recordings. And please join us on our new Twitter at tinhxfilepod, no dash, to stay up to date on everything, moment to moment. Thank you, and remember, don't stop swimming.